Up next on The Bottom Line, we'll visit a camp where children find hope and healing.
It makes me feel like I'm part of like something big.
And we'll take you on the set of a Hollywood movie that's being produced by one of Montgomery County's very own residents.
You wrote the actual script.
I wrote the screenplay. I wrote the whole screenplay.
Wow.
Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Susan Kennedy. It's estimated that 3.5 million children are dealing with the death of an immediate family member. In fact, 1 in 5 children will experience this type of loss. In this story, we will take you to a local camp where children learn about processing grief while having a good time. You'd never know the laughter and smiles at this camp are coming from children who are dealing with pain and loss.
We're Camp Aaron!
Camp Aaron is the largest national bereavement program for youth grieving the death of a significant person in their lives. It's open to children and teens between the ages of 6 and 17. The Bartee Ranch Mountainside was the setting for this year's camp, where more than 40 children, primarily from Montgomery County, attended for comfort, hope, and healing.
There's a lot who have lost illness, cancer, heart attack.
You want to tell us why you came to Camp Aaron?
My mom died by breast cancer.
My brother died from drugs.
In Montgomery County, Camp Aaron is run by Hospice Caring. The kids attend for free, and during the 3-day camp, they experience fun camp activities and receive emotional support from professionals and volunteers. The campers are paired with big buddies who stay with them through the entire weekend.
We focus very much on an itinerary that includes both bereavement and mental health services and also fun, just fun for kids.
Included on the weekend agenda, the opportunity for a real adrenaline rush on the camp's 650-foot-long zip line. And also how their weekend at Camp Aaron was a valuable experience that gave them confidence and resilience. And how is the camp helping?
It's helping me to know like people are here to help and friends that have the same issues, that their parents or brothers or sister died.
It makes me feel like I'm part of like something big.
Have you made some friends?
Yeah.
Aww.
He's one of them.
Camp Aaron allows children to tell their story of loss in a safe environment and process their grief in their own way. At camp, friends are made and the kids learn they are not alone.
Let's go.
Jasmine lost her mom to cancer just 10 months ago. She told us Camp Aaron has helped her become stronger by talking about her feelings.
If you just hold them in, it's just like gonna, just gonna keep you locked in, feeling sad and everything. So I think that's a reason why it's good.
No. Many of the volunteers at Camp Aaron have experienced loss themselves. Katie Villardo lost her parents 3 years ago when they were murdered by their next-door neighbor.
My parents were fabulous people, unbelievable
She
parents.
and her brother started the Villardo Foundation in memory of her parents. They support Camp Aaron through the foundation, and Katie is a Camp Big Buddy.
But you had it in a braid yesterday, no?
Yeah, I did.
Well, grief is something people are scared of. Nobody wants to talk about it. I think specifically, our story, it was a big news story in the county. That's not how we wanted to be remembered, but I think the reality is it's changed my life. I am not who I was before Mom and Dad were taken from us, and I have made my life this, and I'm honored to do it, and these kids are so profound, and when you give them the time and the space to think and to feel, they're going to change the world. But if they don't have that time, they might go into themselves, they might act out, there's a lot of different things that can happen, and it's just so important that they have this outlet.
After ziplining and eating dinner,
the campers headed to the barn for a drum circle ceremony. An event for team building, stress release, healing, or any other purpose. For most of the kids who spend the weekend at Camp Erin, it's a positive experience. The normalization and positivity of camp allows them to talk more freely and reach out to more people after camp, knowing that it's okay to grieve.
You see tears, sad tears, but healthy tears, and you see a lot of talking through things and saying things that maybe they never said in another forum.
Anybody who loves working with children wants to feel a connection with a child. And it's so nice here because the ratio is, 3 to 1. So to have 3 kids and be able to facilitate those kids getting to know one another, making sure those kids know that they have something in common, and then to be the adult who's just like the listener, the person, that's hanging out and trying to guide the conversation in healthy ways.
The day ended with a luminary event. Each camper decorated theirs with a message of remembrance to their loved one.
I'm sorry that I didn't get to say goodbye.
I need you guys to please be together with your groups before we start walking down the path.
The kids made their way through the woods to a small brook.
This will be a nice quiet time. This is a good time to reflect on what we're doing here and why we did these luminaries. Our luminaries are a really good chance for us to say something to the people that we've lost.
Where they each said the name of the person their luminary was dedicated to.
My brother died this year.
I'm gonna light it and you're gonna set it right there.
Before placing their light in the water to be carried downstream.
I'm Franklin and I lost my father.
My name is Matthew and I lost my mother.
For these children, Camp Erin teaches them that even in the darkest times, there is light.
My name is Lily and I lost my father.
Montgomery County Councilmember Sidney Katz has known local Gaithersburg business owner Dan Searles for many years. But the councilmember discovered that Searles has another passion, which is movie making. Our videographer Mike Springer traveled to West Virginia for a glimpse behind the scenes of the making of Bill Tillman and the Outlaws.
How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah.
As a local guy, I understand you're doing a movie?
Yeah. Bill Tillman and the Outlaws. I wrote it right here in Gaithersburg.
Good for you.
Yeah.
So you wrote it, and what's it based on?
Bill Tillman was a real guy, an Oklahoma sheriff, and he said, they're making heroes out of people like Cole Younger, and they were nothing but murderers and thieves. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a show where me and Bat Masterson, we arrest the real Cole Younger. We'll make a movie about them trying to rob the bank. We'll arrest them. So I thought, well, if I was Cole Younger, I might not want Bill Tillman making a fool out of me for history on film. So when we're pretending to rob the bank, let's really rob the bank.
What if we rob the bank for real?
And so that's the movie.
I'm the good guy because I'm the bad guy.
Yes. And I play William Seelig, who is the film producer in the movie, who actually is a character making the silent movie.
And I'm the good guy because I'm a good guy. Yeah,
Scene 95A, take A2.
You wrote the actual script.
I wrote the screenplay. I wrote the whole screenplay.
Wow.
Wayne and I have been collaborating since 2014 on this, and it's at points you go, was that my idea? Was that his idea? Was that my wife's idea, Edie, who, by the way, without Edie, none of this is getting done because she puts up with my foolishness and helps out as extras and being on the set, doing anything they ask. So I mean, it's just collaboration.
How long did it take you to do all this?
2-3 years.
2-3. Well, that's not so bad.
And it's just people ask, where's the time? Because I mean, I
Right.
run Medallion Financial Group with my partners, and that's a full-time job.
Yeah, we knew that. Yeah.
But it's basically really no more than this. Turn off the TV for an hour. If you do that, just an hour, then you've got all the time in the world.
Action!
These guys, they're fun. Fun with their guns.
So someone else did the casting, I'm assuming?
Yeah, that was an interesting deal, and I think that was really fun on the casting. So Wayne comes to me and says, I've got some local actors. There's a guy named Ken Arnold who's been in House of Cards, and he said, I want him to play Bill Tillman. I said, great.
You must be Marshal Bill Tillman, the way you handled that situation.
Could be. Wayne Shipley, who's our director, he actually came to a premiere of another film a year ago, and he saw me in that film, and then afterwards he contacted me and said, hey, would you be interested in doing Bill Tillman in The Outlaws?
Some folks from California, they want to put me on the screen.
I said, that's all great, guys, but what I want is to grab some of the guys that, if they're available and will essentially work for peanuts and a chocolate chip cookie, I want to see if they're interested in being in a movie. So I made a lot of calls. I found Johnny Crawford, who was Marcus McCain on The Rifleman.
Well, there's someone in the house who pulled a gun on me. God bless you all.
I found Darby Hinton, and Darby Hinton was Israel Boone on the Daniel Boone Show.
Absolutely.
How do you know he's got a family?
He wouldn't have been that nice to you if he didn't have a family.
Being the All-American Israel Boone on the Daniel Boone Show. First president of Texas and Texas Rising to George Donner and the Donner Party. That was a fun one. Appetizing.
That's how you shoot a gun.
He calls Bobby Carradine. Now that's Robert Carradine of the Carradine dynasty. The dynasty. He was in the Long Riders with the Carradines and the Keaches, Revenge of the Nerds.
I'm not kissing a nerd. You have to. I paid my money.
And then he's Lizzie McGuire's pop.
Here you go. Oh, goody. The property tax bill.
Well, any movie, even a smaller production like this one,
Right after we get to the wall.
is a challenge because you have to learn your lines. You got to learn your lines and hit your marks.
Lana Wood, who was Diamonds Are Forever, Plenty O'Toole.
Hi, I'm Plenty.
She called me, and I said, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, absolutely. We hear you. We hear you.
My role is Miss Darling, who's a nasty old crotchety woman with 2 sons that she pushes around, and they rob a bank.
So did you like what Dad wrote here?
I loved it. Are you serious? That's why I said yes, was because of the role.
I wrote a character named Mort in the film who's a banker. When I wrote that, the director said, Wayne Shipley said, I've got nobody in mind. I said, I do. And he said, who is it? I said, it's a good buddy of mine who's worked for me for the last several years. He's a CPA and a lawyer, really smart guy. He said, I don't care about that. Can he act?
Right.
I said, I think so.
Yeah. Famous actor
This
right
is
here.
the famous
right
actor.
Here. Wow.
Yeah. He plays Mort, the banker.
Go to that safe and fill it with real money.
When reading the script, I had no idea. I thought maybe a couple lines, I'd get my face, on the screen. I didn't realize that I was just going to be beat up like I was.
We're robbing the bank!
Smacked in the head with a
So you literally were beat up,
said I
and
was
this is your good buddy, right?
Yeah.
This is your good buddy.
I've known him for over 20 years.
Yeah, and that's the thanks you get. That's the thanks you get. Yeah.
The movies were a lark. What I've always wanted to be in my entire life was a businessman.
So in October, November, whenever, I guess it's Hollywood at that point, whenever they decide to bring it out, that's when we'll be able to go to the movies and see this.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to have several theater premieres. We've already got those lined up.
You never know. Maybe this Bill Tillman thing might do something for me.
Depends on how you look on a horse.
Never mind.
Well, that does it for this edition of The Bottom Line. For County Cable Montgomery, I'm Susan Kenedy. Thanks for watching.